Hello everyone, welcome to Numpy course. So today we'll be learning about the NDArray object in Numpy. So basically this NDArray object is called as n-dimensional array. Basically it's a usually fixed size. So remember that whenever we use the NDArray object or n-dimensional array object, the size will be always fixed size, and we call it a multi-dimensional container of an item of same size and type. One more thing, size and type will be always there, like we are having a size and type for your ND array. The number of dimensional and your items, whatever we are using, it should be saved, which will be a tuple or non-negative integer. We can use all the data type using a ND array object. And if you using this, your buffering or your any array interface, it will be less. How it will be, if you observe the diagram here, we are having a data type. Which type of data types? We are having a varieties of data types. In the further session we're learning deeply about data types. For now, suppose it's a integer type, and here this array scalar means your head part of the array. Here we have to go with the head, whatever the header values are there in array. Now one more header is also here because it's linked with your data types. Your data type will be linked with the head, and this is your values. All the array values will be here. The values means n dimensional little n number of values will be here. It should be start from 1 2 3 4 5 6 till n dimensional. So values will be here 1 2 3 4 continue 5 6 7 8 continue. Here what happened, they will choose one scalar value, and that scalar value we put it and we give you the name as a head, and that will be the integer type what we use here. In there was a variety of data types are there, so which data types it will be, that data type of n dimensional array it will be created. So this is how our n dimensional array is basically used for. So for that also n dimensional array we are using a Numpy library. There is no different libraries and all. We used a Numpy library for that. With that we are having some parameters also. So take a look on the parameters. We are having some parameters, like we have to follow with the object parameters, then we are follow with the d type parameters, then we are having a copy parameters, order, then you have and daemon. So those are some parameters, etc. So those parameters we have to follow. So object means when we are having a particular values, you have to take the object to call that. D types means which type of data types are there. Copy, if you want to copy this particular array, you can copy that. Order and NNP. So this is how an ND array object is basically used for. I hope in a theoretical aspect you are clear with the array object. Now we jump to Jupyter Notebook to see how we are working. So now we'll start with directly with the Jupyter Notebook. So new Python 3. So our new notebook will be open in this particular. You see, we can save directly there to the in a new folder, or if you want to save directly in a desktop, that is fully your wish. You can save directly a file. After that, save as, you can go with that, and you can give the particular path here, and then you can save it. So this is the one way to save the particular path or particular notebook in your system. So now we'll move to see how we have to work on the ND array. So the first example we'll see the how we have to going with the first dimensional array. So before that we have to import the NumPy. That will be the compulsory thing whenever we are working with NumPy. Importing will be compulsory for each and every new notebook. So import NumPy as np run. So there was lots of shortcuts are there. See, anyhow, you're getting an option here, run. You can go with it, you can run. Or you can use the shortcuts also, like control, enter for the run. So those are small shortcut for your Jupyter Notebook. If you want to go with that, you can go with the Google Chrome. You can search all the shortcuts, how you have to use the Jupyter Notebook. That is more helpful for you to use the Jupyter Notebook easy. So now move to this. So we'll create a normal array first, or we'll be moving toward the first one-dimensional array. So we'll go with first one-dimensional array. So I just give it a comment on that. For using a comment, you can use a hash to use a comment. Now to create, we have to give a name to create the array. Suppose array1 equals to np, because the alias name of numpy is np. So we are moving to np dot array to create the particular array. Bracket, first bracket, second bracket, suppose 20, 40, 50, the randoms values I get, and then we want to print it. Print array. You can observe this first, the normal dimensional array is created properly. So this is the only the particular one values I'm giving. Move to some different value to give how we have to. Importing already done. We are moving to create one more array. Array2. I'm giving the name of the variable name of the array is array2. np dot array. Then suppose 1 comma 2 in a one set. See, remember that whenever it will be a one set, you have to continue with this, comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 4 comma 5, print array2. Here we miss one bracket, so close that bracket because it will be in a one set. So that's why we have to use a square bracket to give this particular array. Run this. You can get the one-dimensional array. Now move to the minimum dimensional. When we have a one dimensional, we work on this. When you have a minimum dimensional, how we have to work on this. So go with the minimum dimension. Minimum dimension. For that, importing already there, so we'll move to the another array. Suppose array3, the variable name np dot array, bracket start symbol, then 1 comma 4 comma the random value 7 comma 9 comma 5 comma 6. So I'm giving some random values for this minimum and NDArray. So this is for your minimum dimension. We have to take with the minimum dimensional array. So we use a NDArray equals to suppose 2, and then just print that particular array. Print of array 3. Run this, we got a particular minimum dimensional array, or we call as a NDArray. So same way we are having a one more parameter, that is a D-type parameter. How we are working with the D-type parameter? Suppose go with the D-type parameter. Here same way you have to create one more array. So array 4 equals to np dot array. And you have to create some values, suppose 20 comma 50. So two values, I'm taking two values, then comma d type keyword for the d type. And then if you want to go with any complex number or your linear numbers, so that's depend upon you what you want to. Suppose I'm taking a complex, so complex, and then you're moving to print this particular thing. Print array 4. Right. So if you observe that it's print it in a which way? Complex number way. Because all the mathematical operation is supported by your NumPy. So in that way, it will be printed. It is supported and printed with that particular way. Except this, we can go with some another types also we call as your shape or your t type already done. We can go with a shape operator also. That's depend upon the things how we are using with the NDArray. So this is the way of n dimensional array to use in a NumPy.